Welcome everyone to Brian's Action Figure Reviews, and today we've got the next in our series of pop culture interviews. And today's guest is an artist. He's from the Marvel community and his name is Will Powell. I spotted Will on numerous amounts of Facebook groups with his art, doing his portraits and art, and it really stood out to me, and I thought he deserves to get some limelight. So I brought Will on the show, and he's going to talk about how he got into art and collected action figures, Marvel Legends, Mezco, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to talk anymore because I'm probably talking a load of rubbish. So here's my interview with Will Powell. Enjoy. Hello everybody. So here we have Will Powell. Thanks, Will, for coming on.
All right.
Just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, I will. I'm 16 and I'm an artist as well as a collector.
Excellent stuff. So what got you into the art and drawing?
Well, as I was younger, growing up with all the X-Men movies, the SpiderMan movies, the start of the MCU, I've always wanted like a physical representation of these characters I see on screen. And it started with drawing, and then that sort of developed into collecting as well. So once I started drawing these characters, I wanted to have them as figures. And it started with the movies, and the movies bled into the comics and older comics, and it's all sort of started just by watching movies when I was a lot younger.
Excellent. So what was your excuse me, what was your earliest action figure memory?
Oh, I remember I had a Toy Biz Iceman that I got from Woolworths. That was a long time ago, and it's probably buried in the garden. I don't remember what happened to it. It's either in a hole in a wall that got covered up or dug in the back garden. But yeah, he went everywhere for years, that figure. I remember, I think its arm fell off, and it saw some things. Oh, Jesus.
You're okay. You're okay, don't worry about it.
I'm popping I accidentally popped the table up and it's thrown my desk up.
But yeah, everybody kind of has that action figure or toy or whatever from when they were a kid that was probably hanging together by a thread, but absolutely went everywhere with them.
Yeah, I don't know how many places it went to, but it's probably nearly everywhere I went to as a kid, that figure went with me.
So tell us about your collection now. What figures you collect?
Well, at the moment, I have a lot of the Legends MCU characters, and I have a lot of X-Men, and then I've pretty much started a comic heroes and villains shelf. So the comic heroes, I've had a lot of them for a while, and they've sort of like I've got the Fantastic Four for that shelf now, and that's building up alongside my villain shelf, which I've just started because I'd have a villain and then I never carried on with the villains, and then that villain would get sold and then a new one would come along, and I never really had the willpower to get them all because my favorite villains are the Spider-Man and X-Men villains. And once they're out of regular retailers, you can't really find them, and when you find them, they're a bit more expensive than other figures.
Very, very expensive in the after sales, aren't they?
Yeah, like it took me a year to build Apocalypse, and it was the most difficult thing I've ever done.
I was lucky enough with him. I bought the whole wave in one go. I think it was from Comics and Cocktails.
Yeah,
I had him, so it was grand. It wasn't too bad. But I can appreciate like tracking down the bits on their own are so difficult.
It was. I've some funny stories about that. I ended up buying the leg I needed. I couldn't get because I ended up buying the wrong leg twice. Because the thing with the Apocalypse legs are that they look so similar if you're looking at the front of them, and someone would have them up and either they've taken it on an iPhone camera and the photo was flipped or whatever, and it's hard to tell which leg's which. I went through it was about a 20-minute conversation on figuring out which leg it was. But I got the wrong leg twice, I ended up selling them, and then I got the right leg in and sold that by accident. So it went. Most of the Apocalypse problem was just getting the legs.
Yeah.
But and then I eventually won Gladiator with the head in a raffle. I can't remember. It was one of the raffles that went up, one of the few that went up in Marvel Legends Community UK. I think it was to do with an animal shelter and for the
Oh,
flooding,
okay.
and I won that, and it was like perfect because I finally got the head because you couldn't find it anywhere, and people were like selling casts of it for like 20 quid. And it was like
No.
wasn't
You gotta have the
if it
real
wasn't the
thing.
real thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a sucker for having the real thing.
I'm the same as well. I'm very same as you. What would be in your collection, would you say, is your prized possession? Something you could never let go of?
There's it sort of bleeds from either my Marvel stuff and my wrestling stuff. Because one of them I have a replica NXT Championship
Oh,
that I spent
sweet.
a lot of money on. It's the most expensive thing in my collection, and I don't think I'll get rid of it. There's that, and then there's the Mezco original Daredevil that I own.
Oh,
That
nice.
I got that for quite a deal 6 7 months ago now, and I don't think I'm ever gonna give that up.
Have you got a lot of Mezcos? Or is that?
Uh, well, how many is there now? 3, 4, 5, 6. I have. I've only bought 2 of them, and the other 4 came from raffle wins, which
Oh,
was
sweet.
really good. Yeah, I've been really lucky with raffles. I've got the Nano Gauntlet, Marvel Legends Nano Gauntlet that I won in a raffle as well, and the
Oh,
Fantastic Four Wave was a raffle win. And
fucking
I've
hell.
got a lot of, I've got about 600 quid's worth of stuff that I've just won from raffles,
Any chance
which
of the
is
lotto numbers?
it's always random to be honest, isn't it? It always works out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
That's awesome. Fair dues, man. Um, okay, so something I ask everyone: if you could have any character of any, or sorry, any figure of any character from any franchise ever made, what would it be, and who would make it ideally?
oh, I've sort of got two or three on this. One of them would be for Hasbro to make a Galactus that was big enough, and it was about. I mean, you're pushing it at the size they did the Sentinels because they weren't going to make them any bigger, but I'd say about 2 foot to 3 foot tall Galactus,
Got
and
one behind me, Marvel
yeah,
Universe one.
that size would be good as well. Like if it
I would
was,
I would love a 4 foot, 5 foot Galactus, to be honest.
oh, but that would be expensive if it wasn't.
Oh, stop.
Like it'd probably come out in some sort of weird line where they have like, here's the riders, but here we have them as spaceships, and there's all the big builder figure thing, and there's Galactus's leg that comes with like the Milano, and it'd be an incredibly expensive thing to do.
It'd be
But
class though.
mm,
Um, yeah, go on, fire away.
uh, there's that, and then there's a classic Mezco Thor. Uh,
Nice.
I've got the Ragnarok version, but I just think they'd be able to do such a good job on really classic yellow boots Thor.
And did you get
With
the 30th anniversary one, the Legends one?
yeah, I have. That was the first thing. As soon as the 30th anniversary stuff came out, I was like, I want that
Yeah,
Thor.
I was the same.
80th anniversary, sorry. But
Or
yeah, I was.
80th, yeah, I said 30th.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, this is perfect. Besides the fact its head doesn't move very well, but other than that, it's great.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like it as well.
Mm.
Your favorite pop culture character?
Always been Spider-Man.
Oh,
It's never not been. Obviously with the Tobey Maguire movies. I mean, you sit back and look at them now and they're dated, but it's what
yeah,
I grew up watching, and it's like, so here's this hero on the movies that you can sort of identify with as a child, being nerdier and not being picked on and being a superhero, which is every little boy's dream, really. And
everyone can relate, like, can't they?
yeah, everyone can relate to Spider-Man, and it's now with the MCU and that he's perfect as he is in those movies, and they've Marvel have really done him well.
Yeah.
That teen awkwardness, and it's still relatable, and it's still really good.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite actor that's done him?
Tom Holland,
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire. He was a good Peter Parker, but Spider-Man he was just awkward.
Yeah.
And and it wasn't scripted awkwardness. It wasn't.
Any such thing.
He just came across as awkward, and I don't think they meant him to. And then
I was
Andrew
never,
Garfield.
I was never a big Tobey Maguire fan. It's just something about him puts me off. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never really seen him in anything other than Spider-Man.
He's been in a few other things, and I didn't like him in those either. So I don't know.
Nah.
Maybe it's just his face or something.
Yeah, it's sort of the same with Andrew Garfield though. I sit back and go, you watch the first Amazing Spider-Man, and you just can't see him as a 16, 17-year-old. You look at him and go, that's someone who's 26, 27 who thinks he's a skateboarder, and it just doesn't work for Spider-Man. He was good as Spider-Man.
Yeah, I agree.
But Peter Parker, it was like if you could put Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield together, then you've got what Tom Holland has.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is the both sides done well as one package.
Okay, so as I let everyone who comes on here do, you're free to plug yourself and tell people where they can find you and all that kind of stuff as well.
Well, I have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. Facebook being Will Powell Art because they won't let me change it. It was going to be changed to what my Instagram handle is, which is Twisted Creative. Which one's a little bit different on that one. I also have a
links anyway. So
yeah. I also have a Redbubble and a Fiverr accounts for commission work and then selling designs.
Oh, sweet!
But yeah, that's what I've got.
Before I let you go, what's your proudest picture?
I don't know. Well, I see every one I do, I either feel like I've progressed or I haven't. And there's two that have really stood out recently. One of them is Alistair Black. He's a wrestler, and I did a sort of homage to the classic Moon Knight. Well, it's not classic, but it's more recent. But a lot of people know it's the fists up and the symbol behind him.
Yeah.
And then the other one was my Savage Press that I did for my Star Wars portraits. By far the best one I did out of all of them. So
excellent. So hopefully you can send us on, and they'll be at the end of the video for people to see as well. Excellent. Awesome. So thanks for coming on. Thanks for taking time on your day and stuff.
It was a pleasure.
Delighted to have you on, man. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you real soon. So that was Will Powell, everyone. As you can see, a great young guy. He is a serious talent, and the future's only going to be bright for him if he keeps at it. He's really nice to talk to, a good guy as well. So check out his links in the description below. And of course, after I'm done talking here, we'll have some of those pictures he was talking about, and you can see his talent for yourselves. And yeah, so make sure to like, subscribe, and do all those nice things, because I will have plenty more pop culture reviews, interviews, and action figure reviews in the future. Thanks very much. Bye.